Okay, we have a question like this, and a triangle of this shape is given, and an angle of 60 degrees is given. The shape of the triangle is not to scale, right? Please do not use this as a scale, right? This is just a pictorial representation of a given problem. And imagine this side is given, say 5 centimeters, and this is say 3, and we are expected to obtain this side, say let it be x. So when I was demonstrating to you about the cosine rule, I was illustrating to you about a very critical formula. So we had a triangle something like this, and an angle of A here, angle over here is not given, but this side is B, this is A, and this is C. So when I wanted to obtain the side A, the formula was A squared equal to B squared positive C squared negative 2BC cos A. Okay, so we can apply this formula when we are required to find this side. Okay, now we are expected to find, or should I say we are required to find this side x. So if I am going to make the same representation, this side is going to be my B, this is going to be my A, and this is going to be my C. So since I needed the side B, the formula would be B squared is equal to A squared positive C squared negative 2 times AC cos of B. Okay, so this angle which we see here is our angle B, that's capital B. So we would be using this formula which is placed here. So let us apply this formula. So it's going to be B squared, which is actually x squared. So that is going to be equal to A squared. Now my A is 5 centimeters, so it's 5 squared positive C squared. My C is 3 squared negative 2 times 5 times 3 times cos of B. My B is 60 degrees. This is going to be 25 positive 9 negative 2 times 5 is 10 multiplied with 3 multiplied with cos 60, which can again be rewritten as 25 positive 9, that is going to be 34 negative 10 multiplied with 3 is going to be 30 multiplied with cos 60 degrees. That could again be rewritten as B squared equal to 34 negative 30 times cos 60. Now if you would have observed the table, we know that cos 60 degree is 1 over 2. So I place the value, it's going to be B squared equal to 34 negative 30 multiplied with 1 over 2. So B squared is going to be equal to 34 negative 2 can divide 30 15 times, so it's going to be something like this. B squared is equal to 34 negative 15. So 34 negative 15 has to be obtained. That's going to be 9 and 1, in other words it's 19. So B squared is equal to 19. Actually my B squared is my x squared, so therefore B squared is equal to 19. It implies that B is equal to root of 19, right? So this in turn means that x equal to square root of 19, and if you are permitted to use calculator, you can obtain the value of root of 19, or else you can just say x equal to root of 19 cm. So the value of x which we have found here is root of 19. Okay, and one another important factor that you got to know is, this is very critical for your understanding. Whenever you have x squared equal to 19, we just said that x is equal to root of 19. You have to know an important fact, that two values would be occurring. It's not just root of 19, because the sign is positive before root 19. It's also negative root 19. Okay, so two critical values would be occurring whenever you apply the radical sign. That is, in other words, whenever you obtain x value from x squared. So when the two crosses over the equal to sign, we get a square root value, and those square root value are of 2 in nature, that is positive and negative. Now since we do not handle negative values for the course, we drop this. Okay, and that is the reason we always represent it with a positive value alone. It is imperative for you to know these things, because many times these informations are not displayed to you. So it is important, because we are training people for higher levels of education, and that is the reason I'm stressing on these information for your observations.